After growing those lovely sweet potatoes, we need to grade and cure them. First process is grading. Why do we grade sweet potatoes? Well, if you have grown sweet potatoes, you would have noticed sweet potatoes come in different sizes and varying sizes. Some are huge, maybe as the size of my head, called the jumbo, and there are some which fall in grade 1, which is the one we want, grade 2, and some of the non-marketable. So while grading the sweet potatoes, you can differentiate and categorize these sweet potatoes based on size and quality, because you do not want the bad and the non-marketable sweet potatoes to be cured along with the good ones. Based on USDA grades, there are different grades. The jumbo, grade 1, grade 2. We here grade based on the USDA grade and sort them based on size and the length. As a grower or even a homeowner, you would like to grow sweet potatoes which fall mostly in the grade 1 category, which means they are not very big and they are not very small either. Grading sweet potatoes is done using a grading table, where we have different sizes. We dump the sweet potato in the grading table, and the sweet potato sort out. We go back in manually, collect them, weigh them, so that we get the weight of the appropriate categories. So this is the sorter which we use to sort our sweet potatoes. As you can see, there are different sizes based on the distance between these PVC pipes. Anything that is above 3¼ inch in diameter stays above it, so those will be the grade called jumbo. If that passes through it, the next level you can see here is the one which is 2¾ This is grade 1. It stays above this, and then the next level after grade 1 would be grade 2, which you can see that the distance between these PVC pipes is reducing. This is grade 2, so they are smaller than the grade 1, and anything that falls below this is non-marketable because of the size. This is a jumbo, so even though it is big in size, it is more than 3¼ inch in diameter, so this will be called non-marketable for farmers market and CSA purposes, but this can be used for processing. This is grade 1. You can see it's nicely sized, anywhere from 6 to 9 inches. Same thing with jumbo. Anything with 6 to 9 inches is the right size we're looking for. So this is about 6 inches. So this is grade 1. They're nicely sized up. This is what you see in farmers markets and CSAs, or if you go to your grocery. And then anything that falls below the grade 1 is grade 2, and you can see the difference. This is grade 2, this is grade 1. So these are all also, the grower might get a lower price on these because they're small size. And anything that falls below grade 2, which I said was non-marketable, are here. And you can see these. Nobody wants to have sweet potatoes which are stringy and long like these. And you might see some damage, for example, this mice damage. So this would be a jumbo or could be in grade 1 either, but then because of the damage, this is non-marketable.
So do you just destroy these?
We will compost this.
Okay.
We'll put them in the compost pile. Now, curing. What does curing do? Well, if you are harvesting sweet potatoes in the field, you graded them back in the shed or the shop, you have created a lot of wounds and bruises on those sweet potatoes. Those bruises and wounds act or serve as a passage for the pathogens to enter and cause diseases and cause a rot of your sweet potatoes. Once curing, if you have a rotted sweet potato in that pile, that can quickly spread to all other sweet potatoes and create issues in terms of storability and taste, and you might have to just completely throw that lot away because of the rotting. Curing. How do we cure the sweet potatoes? After grading, we move the sweet potatoes in a room which is maintained at a very high temperature. When I say very high, we are looking at about 85 to 90 degrees Fahrenheit. And we also need to maintain high relative humidity, which is about 85 to 90%, because high temperature and high relative humidity provide the appropriate conditions for those wounds and the bruises to heal and the sweet potatoes to store longer. So this is a cooler which we have converted into a space where we can cure our sweet potatoes. So what we have done is we have increased the temperature in here to 85 degrees Fahrenheit, and you'll see we do have 2 humidifiers, one out there and there's one in here, which is increasing the relative humidity to about 75 or almost 80 to 90%. So high temperature, 85 degrees Fahrenheit, and high relative humidity, about 85 to 90%, is what is needed to cure our sweet potatoes. back there you will see the sweet potatoes are stacked. We have nicely stacked them there, and so that there's enough air movement, because ventilation is absolutely critical, because sweet potatoes are respiring while in there. They use the oxygen and the CO2 level will go up. We don't want to do that. That's why we need to have enough ventilation at the same time. And that could be challenging because you have to maintain a high temperature, high relative humidity, but you need to have ventilation too. So the way we achieve it is we do not slam this door shut. We have this plastic curtains, you can see, which allows the air to move, and so there's never a buildup of carbon dioxide and never a very low concentration of oxygen inside, which is critical for the curing process too. Otherwise, the sweet potatoes will go sour. So stack, and we do not stack them too high. You can see we are stacking them maybe 5 crates high. If it's too high, it would create too much of, it could hinder air circulation in there. As the relative humidity increases, we can see some moisture on the floor there. But we need that high relative humidity for sweet potatoes to cure and then be stored for future use. As a homeowner, if you do not have proper conditions or storage area to cure your sweet potatoes, you can move the harvested sweet potatoes in a greenhouse or in a hoop house where the temperatures are high than outside. That will help to heal the sweet potatoes. All you would have to do is keep the sweet potatoes in that structure for a longer amount of time. So instead of 7 to 10 days, you might be keeping your sweet potatoes there for maybe 20 to 25 days. After curing, there is the process of storage. So now you have cured at 85°F, 85 to 90% relative humidity for about 7 to 10 days. That's the curing period. After that, you need to store them. To store sweet potatoes, the appropriate or the ideal temperature is 55°F, again maintaining a very high relative humidity. It is easier to maintain those conditions or create that environment under commercial storage, but homeowners, once they have cured it, they can store the sweet potatoes in their basement, which provides about that 55–60°F temperature and has some humidity in there as well. You will be able to store your sweet potatoes in those conditions for about 4 to 5 months, which is great. You can enjoy those lovely sweet potatoes for additional 5 months. Another point which I would like to make about curing is that curing improves the quality and the taste of the sweet potato as well. While you cure at that high temperature, a lot of sugar forming enzymes are activated. Now once those enzymes are activated, when you bake them after that, you get a better quality and a little bit elevated sweetness in your sweet potatoes. So in all, to taste and enjoy your sweet potatoes, you need to cure them and you need to store them at the proper conditions.
This is what, if you ever see, if you're looking at information up on Apple, especially on identification characteristics, they'll talk about the background color or the undertone, and that's this. So this is that creamy look, and so if you look up under this, you can see it's kind of a creamy background underneath, and that's one way to also look to see when it's ripe.